Let me ask you this. Given that the significant strikes were almost even, 79 for Ismagulov, 78 for Kutateladze. However, the mixture was so much different. Ismagulov's legs were like chopped up, you know what I mean? They're chopped up lamb right there at the end of the fight. Kutateladze was targeting that all day. In terms of the rocking nature, right? I feel like neither fighter was really rocking each other, but it was just a competitive back and forth technical scrap where you can have to surgically diagnose every round to decide who won. But the big moment in the fight came in round 3 when Herb Dean, I love you, Herb, but he did something that may have cost Kutateladze the fight, and this is what I want to talk to you about. Kutateladze, with 8 seconds left, hits Damir Ismagulov as he's on the ground with the knee to the chest. And I'm not going to lie, skims the chin a little bit, right? His head moves a little bit, but it was mainly chest. I think that's a fair assessment there. Herb Dean, because it's the heat of the moment and you can't really see, Herb Dean is like, hey, bro, hard warning. You do anything else, I'm taking a point. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, bro, there's 8 seconds left. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But okay, whatever, right? And while the commentators are screaming, bro, that was clean. That was to the body. That was to the chest. How do you think that affected the outcome of the fight, brother? Because I feel like that could have taken a little bit of his momentum off because he had ground control on Ismagulov prior to that. So if the judges then, and we're going to bring up the scorecards, you know what time it is, but if the judges then said, well, give it to Ismagulov because Kutateladze did some cheap shit, it cost him a win, brother. What do you think?
I think so. I think it cost him a win. Not only one, you get the judges' side of it where they see like, oh, like he just got a warning. Even if they missed it or they saw what happened and they think, oh, it hit him in the head or it hit him in the chin. Now where Dean's giving him warnings, yeah, we should probably take that in consideration as a judge. I can see them thinking that, so I don't really fault them for that. But also I think with the big thing that comes into there, now you have Kutateladze thinking like, okay, I can't go buck wild in this last 8 seconds. I got to control myself just in case, because if I lose a point here, probably going to lose the fight. Ended up losing the fight anyway, so should have just went wild. But yeah, man, it's one of those ones where that's one of those optics that changes just so slightly. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those ones where your coach in the background is saying like, oh, that's doing nothing, and the judge is here, oh, that's doing nothing, oh, okay, or like, oh, that hurt him, and they're like, oh, that punch hurt him, oh, okay. I think it had the same kind of effect on the judges right there because I also had Kutateladze winning this fight. I mean, it was very razor close, so I'm not upset, not willing to say robbery report. A little not as close as the other fight, but still good fight nonetheless.
Rounds 1 and 3, I think Kutateladze got it done, brother. However, on verdict, it does go to show Ismagulov edged out the verdict vote by 0.1 points. So I'm literally like, it's like 29.57 versus 29.58. Like it's like that razor thin of margin. So yeah, you can't scream robbery, but what you can scream is incompetent judging. And that's what we're going to talk about here. So let me pull up MMA decisions right here. So this is what's so, disappointing about this. And I'll refresh it just to make sure I got everything up and up. Doug Crosby. So they actually changed it right here, man. So initially, when these scores were being read out, and let's talk about it. When these scores were being read out, this was the scorecard. I actually wrote it down. It was in favor of Ismagulov, 28-28, 29-28, and 30-27. So you hear 28-28, and you say, how... mathematically, how is this possible for someone to get a 28-28? Who got 10-8'd? What happened here? And this is how they literally read off the scorecards, bro. And then so we say, okay, let's take a little deep dive. We look at the judging, and clearly somebody doesn't know how to do a little bit of arithmetic in good old Texas, you know what I'm saying? Because they switched them back, 28-29. So that card was actually, I believe, Doug Crosby's card. And it was supposed to be ruled 29-28 in favor of Kutateladze over Ismagulov. Then 29-28 for Chris Lee for Ismagulov. But here's crazy. Jason Staffen right here. 30-27 for Damir Ismagulov. Brother, what fight were you watching where he run rounds 1, 2, and 3? What fight was that? I didn't see that fight. And when we look at the media scores, once again, Kutateladze overwhelmingly got the nod over the media. So about 4 picks for Ismagulov, and we're looking at maybe about 12 picks for Kutateladze. So this is another one, brother, where because it got left to the judges, I'm not saying they weren't trying to get a finish, but because it got left to the judges, another fighter got the short end of the stick, and this completely changes their career trajectory. Imagine Kutateladze wins, underdog win, snapped one of the dark horses of the divisions, his 18-fight win streak. I mean, you're the new talk of the town, but now you're just another guy who got beat up by Ismagulov. That's what the narrative is going to be after the fight, even though this was such a close fight, such a competitive fight. So tell me, brother, Jason Staffen, 30-27. I mean, he must be smoking some good shit. They must got some good shit out there in Austin, brother. I guess I'll just say that. You tell me. What do you think?
He probably met up with that crackhead that Kevin Holland was chasing down, brother, because that is crazy. I don't know what fight he was watching. There wasn't another single 30-27 from any of the media judges. I bet we can ask any Joe Schmo that was out there. Nobody's going to say 30-27 for that fight card. That's kind of crazy, man. I think it's you got to remember, and they must know, like, who's judging the fight as the fighter, because you know who's reffing your fight. And if you hear Jason Staffen or Sal D'Amato, you know you better finish this fight, because that is mind-blowing. I'm kind of curious on how, what because that was actually the first time I've heard Jason Staffen. I'm kind of curious to see what his other records are looking like. You said it seems like there's something else. What is there?
You want to hear something crazy, brother? Because this is the real craziness right here. The crazy part is that, if I'm going to pull it up again, Jason Staffen hasn't reffed a single fight since 2018, brother. It's been 4 years since the man has reffed a fight. So that was when Sage Northcutt was fighting over there, man. You know, so 2016, he only reffed in Bellator. 2-year gap until 2018 in UFC, 2 fights, and then he finally gets a nod in 2022 on one of the most high-level technical fights there was on the entire card. So why this happened, I don't know. Because is this a UFC thing? I don't think so. I think this is a Texas Athletic Commission thing. And for the Athletic Commission to give a dude who has not refereed a fight in 4 years the nod on one of the most technical fights on the card, man, it's head scratching. I'm scratching my head, literally, bro. I don't understand it. I think that Kutateladze did not get robbed. It was a very close fight. Once again, let's really solidify on that. You cannot take away from Damir Ismagulov, who I told you I'm so high on, bro. That's why it's like a lose-lose for me. But at the end of the day, I'm more just upset with Texas judging, and I think that when you go to a place and they continuously have poor judging time after time after time after time, can Uncle Dana do anything? Can he be like, bro, can y'all fix this? Can he address this? Because he's just the UFC president, and that has nothing. He has no oversight over the Athletic Commission, correct?
Correct, man. And the worst part about it is they're the referees and the judges are also treated like the what's the word? Like the umpires in baseball, man, where they have a union. So there's no real getting rid of Staffen. But hopefully, I mean, I keep talking shit about the meeting they're gonna have about the rules coming up here in a couple weeks. Hopefully they get it all settled in then too, man, because that's one of those ones that that's such a rough thing to have to worry about another person screwing up half of your pay and basically setting your career on a whole nother trajectory for not watching the fight, bro. But homeboy was probably looking at the ring girls. Like 30-27 is absolutely insane.
Absolutely, man. And I agree with you. I agree with you right there. But I will say that at the end of the day, you just have to do a little more. You have to do a little bit more. But when you get a 30-27, even after all that you did, does it really matter? I don't think so. So once again, Damir Ismagulov, he gets the majority decision victory over Guram Kutateladze. However, now that they've updated the scores, it should have been a split decision as opposed to a majority decision. So I'll leave that for what it's worth.